Alright, guys, so we're back yet again. I got another movie for you today, and today we're going to be going over River of Blood. So, if you guys are obviously new to the channel, if you guys are not new to the channel, I love my horror movies, and there are times I get into a fold of just finding random movies, and this was a random movie that I came across, and I'm like, you know what, let me give it a shot. So, the entirety of this film, and I normally go into spoilers either immediately or whatever. But overall, I'm gonna say if you want to check this movie out, go ahead and give it a shot and give your own synopsis and your own review and just go from there. But obviously, if you guys are still around, you want to hear my take on it and what this movie's about. So you get these four characters that they go into. I want to say the South Asian jungle or Amazonian jungle or something like that, and you got these two couples, and one he has a lot of money, the other one he has been friends with this guy for a long time, but the guy got rich off of his own ideas. The other one he married into money, and things are not as they seem. So they go into this jungle with a guide, and they find out quickly that the jungle is not only dangerous from a disease standpoint, from a animal or reptile standpoint, but also from this indigenous tribe of merciless cannibals that if you go on their land, they will track you down and they will slaughter you and use you for pretty much not only their entertainment but also consume you. And it's really crazy because during the entirety of the film you see where the characters they are, oh, this ain't true, oh, this ain't, but they're constantly being what seems to be watched, and the guide keeps telling them, don't let it fool you that there's a lot of dangers in this jungle. And when their friend again, things already get shown of what's happening within the group, because you have the one that's married and he married into money. He has been having a relationship with the other girl in the group for a while, and we later find out she's pregnant and kind of figure out that she's carrying his child. And the one that's his friend pretty much figures it out really quickly that they've been having an affair and that the child is not his, and then his wife finds out as well. So there's a lot of craziness going on in here, and I would say this is pretty much of an Australian movie. I think a lot of these people that were in this film, you could tell that were pretty much Australian, I would say, at this point. And again, it could be a good thing. Sometimes Australian movies do very well, sometimes they don't. But during the entire duration of this film, you have where they're constantly bickering, going back and forth. If it wasn't for one of the friends, they wouldn't have gone into the situation with the idea of going further into the jungle and going into the territory of these cannibals and going to have on the run, because they lose their guide, because the guy goes on there, he finds clothes of his ancestor, of his grandfather, that he had been searching for so long, and unfortunately he found what he was looking for and he lost his life during the process. Now what we also see is these friends go on the run, and when things start taking more of a turn for the worse, they actually, the one that loses their life first is actually the one that came up with this idea, and his friend lets him go because he knows that if he helps him, there's a chance he could lose his life. So it's really crazy, and during the almost rest of the film is basically them just trying to get out of the jungle as quickly as they can and be able to survive. Now, overall, how do I feel about this movie? I felt like this movie could have been better, not only from a story standpoint, but from, again, a common sense standpoint. I feel with a lot of these films that you go into a film and obviously you expect what's going to happen, but at the same time you're kind of very easy to figure out what's going on, who's doing what, who's this kind of person, who's that kind of person, and kind of go from there. Now again, do I recommend this film? um I would say it's an acquired taste. It's one of those films that I would say you don't have to take very seriously. You really don't care about these characters too much. By the very end of this film, I didn't care about the guy characters. I just cared about the female characters, if they were going to be able to survive and if they were going to be able to live their lives without, honestly, their douchebags of a spouse. And that's pretty much what they were, and be able to survive this crazy, experience that they went through. But overall, I don't recommend this film to people. It's not a very good film in my opinion. It's an okay film, but again, I've seen better films than this, and that's just my own personal opinion. But overall, guys, have you seen this film? If you have, let me know your thoughts are about that down in the comments. If you haven't, then go watch it and don't take my word for it. Go check it out and just have your own opinion about the film. And maybe you'll enjoy it, maybe you won't enjoy it. But either way, what are your thoughts about? Let me know down in the comments. And I'll see you as always on the next one.